Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff Cahey. This is a brand new channel, Triple O Outdoors. We're here to talk about alligators and alligator hunting and what to do, what not to do. And I'm a guide that's been hunting alligators for 20 years and I'm here to tell it all. I'm not holding anything back. I don't care who it pisses off. You guys want to do DIY? I'm your guy. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Tackle, gear, rods, reels, boats, lights, you name it. I don't have anything to hide. So, trade secrets are out. I think it's just one of those things, you know, when you get asked so many times by people and you really do want to help them. At least I do. I don't really care so much about the money and taking people guiding and this and that and the other, especially when you guys want to do it yourself and take your buddies and y'all have a good time. And yeah, it's much more memorable that way. Just, you know, it's part of the outdoors. We want to enjoy it. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Now, when I left off, we were talking about getting the alligator up to the side of the boat. Hey, there's my deer. My mama and two babies. Anyway, she's eating some apples that I threw out there. Anyway, where was I? Okay, all right. We were talking about getting the alligator up to the side of the boat. Now listen, when you guys get these deep sea rods in these big alligators, because that's what we're catching, right? We're not catching little ones, we're catching 12 footers, 16 footers, 18, 20 footers, crocodiles, you know. Anyway, when you get those big rods in them and he's next to your boat, the best way to do it is everybody needs to reel down at the same time and gently raise this alligator to the surface. I don't know how many guys you're going to have in your party, but somebody needs to either have a harpoon or a crossbow or a bow with alligator tip, so you can shoot him in the side, in the belly. You can shoot him anywhere around the legs, in the tail, whatever, but just don't try to shoot him in the back, because unless you hit right between one of those scoots, you're gonna have a bad day. So it's really better to get a harpoon in him, or I like to use a crossbow and tie a couple of jugs on him or something, you know, kind of like they did Jaws. It helps out because these hooks, they will come out, especially if you're up around the grass or lily pads or trees or whatever. That harpoon or that crossbow or whatever, it's not coming out unless it I don't know. I've never had one come out. Had the line break, but never had one come out. Even if the line breaks, if it's long enough, you can still find the line and recover it. So ease him up very slowly. Get him up to the side of the boat. Ease him up. Somebody put a harpoon, crossbow, whatever. Put it in him. He's going to take off again, more than likely. But if you got enough rods in him, you can probably hold him. Let's talk about the bang stick. And let's don't talk about pistols. That's how I ended up on a EMS helicopter. Not to say I don't carry one as a backup, but not my first choice on how I want to dispatch an alligator. Not my first choice on how I want to see y'all do it, because unless you're extremely accurate and you hit that little quarter-size spot at the back of his head where it meets his body, if you hit that skull, everybody in your boat's going to have a bone fragmentation party. Y'all going to be picking bone out of your shins for the rest of the night, especially if you're lucky it's not in your face. When you get him up to the side of the boat and you get ready to bang stick him, or if you are going to use a pistol, make sure his head's under the water, at least 2 inches. You can shoot him just as well 2 inches underwater, and with a bang stick, that's how you want to do it. I use a 357. I don't have any issues with that. How do you know if you hit the right spot? Very simple. If you don't see the water fill up with blood immediately, you did not hit the brain, you did not hit or sever the spinal cord, okay? So if you don't see the blood, you stunned him. And I've seen people make that mistake of thinking they shot him in the right spot, and they go grabbing front legs and try to pull him up in the boat, and somebody forgets to bring the electrical tape. Now all of a sudden you got a pissed off gator in the boat with a headache, and he's looking for revenge. So what are you going to do when you get a gator in the boat and the mouth's not taped? What are you going to do? Shoot him? Shoot a hole in the boat? I don't recommend it. So when you bang stick him, make sure you see the blood. When the blood's in the water, he's done. It's over. So use your bang stick. If you want to use a pistol, that's on you. If you got $100,000 you want to spend on a helicopter ride and an ER visit, knock yourself out, because I've already been down that road and it ain't no fun. So other tackle we're going to talk about, you're going to need, we'll cover that in the next one. So right now I've given you enough to get him up to the side of the boat, hopefully. We'll come back, we'll finish this series up, and if I don't answer all your questions on the third episode, I will do a Q&A just to cover anything that I missed, or if it's just 1, 2 questions or whatever, you can just comment and I'll post the answer as best I can, and everybody can just read it. I don't want to bore you. I know I'm boring as shit to watch, so hey, appreciate you tuning in. I hope I'm helping you. This is what this is all about. And hey, if you don't like what I'm telling you, there's other channels, there's other people you can talk to. I'm just telling you what works for me, what works for 20 years. I put a lot of big alligators in the boat, and if you go on my page, you'll see them. You can go on my Jeff K.E. Facebook page, you'll see them in the pictures, or you can go on the George Alligator page and see them. They're both on Facebook. But anyway, let's end it for now. Let's not bore you guys to death, and I'll come back, talk about the rest of the gear.